Chain smoke your problems away. Smokepit Fairy Tales Part 4, Chapter 7, Aryavartan Cockblock. First Squad spent the next couple of days standing duty on the docks, checking people in and out of Liberty and dealing with the occasional drunk Marine who came back too liquored up for his own good. On the last day, they wrapped everyone up, held a formation, and slipped back into space to continue their patrol through the solar system. Weeks passed, with the same monotonous groaning plaguing the ship. The Marines woke up at Reveille, stood in line for chow, went to the gym, did gun drills in the hangar bay, smoked, taught or received classes, stood in line for chow again, finished any tasks that came down from the higher, waited in the chow line a little bit more, smoked again, read, watched movies on the ship's closed-circuit televisions, tried to masturbate quietly in the racks, and slept. Chuck was in the back of the berthing area with his guitar, strumming a song he was working on. Thatch sat next to him with his sketchpad, doodling the Marines, bunched up by the bulkhead, staring at the TV.
So I think I got this song down.
Chuck called to Thatch.
Yeah?
Thatch closed his book and looked up.
Let me hear it.
You're going to like this.
Chuck smiled as he started strumming. He sang.
In Castle, I'm back, and I'm on the attack, and I just want some pussy and to smoke some tobacco. On Friender, I'm swiping, it says she's 19, and we both swipe right, so you know what that means. She's got a face like an angel, and she fucks like a slut, and I'll tear up that pussy till I bust a nut. Oh shit, cops busted in with her dad right behind. Turns out that girl was 16 and her friender was lying. Now my ass is in prison and I sit in a cell, but my cellmate is 6'8" and he's hung as hell. But my toothbrush a shiv, and when day turns to night, I'm gonna fuck up that hater so my asshole stays tight. Now my cellmate's my bitch, and that shit is the best. I sell his ass for smokes, and then I take the rest. Now the moral of the story is before you swipe right, make sure that girl is legal so your asshole stays tight.
Thatch chuckled.
All right.
What did you think?
Not bad. But the ladies like a little more romance than that.
Chuck raised an eyebrow to Thatch.
Well, what do you have?
Thatch motioned for the guitar. Chuck handed it over and Thatch played a few chords to warm up.
Okay, so check this out.
Thatch played soft, almost intimate, fluttery chords and sang.
I wanna hold your hand. If you'd be my girl, then I could be your man. And I wanna kill all of my time with you. Forget about the world and everything there is to do. And I want you to want me the same way I want you. And I wanna lay you in my bed, run my fingers through your hair, feel the words unsaid. And I want our love to be embodied. Put my lips all over you and kiss every part of your body. And I want you to want me the same way I want you. And I want you to chain me to the floor. I put on black leather and make me your fucking whore. And I wanna use fake names. Untie your balloon knot and make you scream in pain. And I want you to choke me with your will. At 69, this son of a bitch, and burn me with a cigarette.
Dude, you had me going there for a minute. I actually thought you were showing emotions there for a minute.
Thatch half smiled through a scowl.
Me? Emotions? Nah.
He handed the guitar back to Chuck.
You wanna try to go get Chow?
Yeah.
Chuck packed his guitar back up, and the two of them headed downstairs to the chow line. The beginning of the line was about 20 meters after the stairs that led down from the berthing. The end was 40 to stern. Thatch and Chuck squeezed through the passageways and stood at the back, slowly waiting to snail through to the front. They crawled forward in line at the pace of a slug. They finally reached the galley. A pair of shelves holding silverware and trays stood about 10 feet before the glass partition where a sailor would plop the slop masquerading as food onto the tray. Thatch and Chuck had their trays in hand. Chuck slid his under the glass, and the sailor spooned on a mediocre helping of brown goop onto his tray. Thatch followed suit. As soon as they left the serving area towards the tables, the one MC blared on.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations. To flow traffic is up and forward on the starboard side, down and aft on the port side. Set material condition zebra throughout the ship. This is not a drill. General quarters.
Thatch screamed.
Ah, damn it!
Chuck stopped and looked at Thatch.
Is that us or just the sailors?
The one MC blared again.
This is the TAO.
Thatch gave Chuck a vexed face and pointed his index finger towards the speaker box. The one MC continued.
Ready to landing force.
That's us.
They dropped the trays onto the closest table and hightailed it back to the berthing. The rest of the mess deck was already flooding out to their respected areas. The Marines in the berthing were scrambling to put on their gear, draw their weapons from the armory, and head to the hangar bay. Thatch was geared up except for his headgear, which he had buckled to his belt rig. His squad was lined up in a file next to the others of the platoon. The squad leaders were looking over the Marines' gear. Thatch walked up and slapped Akon's arm with the back of his hand.
Hey, what the fuck is going on?
I have no idea, but they have the whole fucking company down here.
Have you seen any of the officers or staff yet?
Not besides Gunny, and he's just looking people over.
Akon peered over at her Marines.
You think it might be a Russian ship?
Last time we had a whole company down here, there was.
Thatch thought about the raids of previous deployments.
Hell, it could be. Are they spinning up the Star Knights?
Akon shrugged.
No clue. But if it's ship to ship, we'd be in pigs.
She patted Thatch's shoulder.
Here comes First Sergeant.
First Sergeant Alires motioned for the squad leaders with his hand. The company's platoon sergeants followed him down. When everyone was together, the first sergeant addressed them.
All right, gents, the strike group is currently encircling a merchant bulk carrier carrying consumable goods named Ikawat. The Ikawat has been captured by pirates. They haven't made any demands, and it seems as if they're trying to steal the vessel. We have no information on who they are or how many of them are there, nor do we know anything about the situation of the crew. India Company is going to load in the pigs, and upon receiving orders, will take back the Ikawat. Do you have any questions?
Yorrick raised his hand.
First Sergeant, what are the rules of engagement on this one?
If they resist, you shoot them. If anyone has a weapon, consider that proper identification.
No known hazardous chemicals or anything?
Nothing more than the standard. If there's nothing else, go brief your Marines and stand by to head down to the well deck.
Duke turned to his squad leaders.
Everyone prepped?
Yes, Staff Sergeant.
All right, stand by to stand by.
The squad leaders turned and headed back to brief their Marines. Thatch looked at Akon.
Pirates? Haven't gotten that one before now, have we?
Nope. But I'm glad it's not Russians. They'd probably have a sub out there with them, and they'd sure as shit be ready for a fight.
Thatch called a squad around him and briefed his Marines. Most of them were humored about the possibility of fighting pirates.
I didn't even know pirates were a real thing anymore.
Stockton joked.
They've been making a resurgence, mostly around the Chinese and Korean colonies. Their security isn't exactly top-notch.
First platoon, single file down to the well deck. Load up on pigs 1, 4, and 7.
Duke hollered. Lieutenant Benjamin stood behind him. The platoon followed the order and took the down ramp out of the hangar into the well deck. A squadron of assault vehicle vacuums sat prepared to attack at the bottom. The Marines called the AVV Warthog the Pig. They were box-shaped with strong engines under the bottom of their hulls. The main hatch was in the front of the vehicle. When closed, it formed a wedge. It was designed to ram into enemy ships and pry open the hull to allow Marines to flood in. Under the hatch was a set of long, tusk-looking hooks designed to keep the Warthog in place while the Marines boarded. They weren't very fast, but they got the job done. They also weren't very spacious on the inside. Only a squad could fit in at a time. Thatch patted his Marines in the back as they shuffled in. When they were all geared up and loaded, he gave the crew chiefs the thumbs up and crammed in with them.
You ready for this?
McKenzie asked Chuck in a cool tone.
Fuck yeah.
Chuck leaned his head back to rest on the hull. The Marines sat tightly together on 2 benches that faced each other in the cab. They were close enough that their knees were between each other's legs, with their weapons nestled up by their crotch. There was no spare room.
Sergeant.
Lance Corporal Scott, Chuck's point man, called Thatch.
What's up?
Do we know anything about this ship?
Nothing besides that it's a cargo ship, Scott.
No situational awareness on its gravity?
Nah, I'm sorry, I don't have anything. I already told you everything I know. They didn't give me any more information either.
Stockton chimed in.
You're not still hungover from Lion City, are you?
No, Doc. I'm not.
The AVV shifted, and the Marines grew silent. It torqued and shot forward. They didn't know how far away the Ecowat was. That's linked into the AVV's comm circuit.
Hey, what's our ETA?
He called to the crew chief in the other compartment.
30 mics.
The crew chief replied.
Roger.
Thatch leaned forward and kept his eyes on the signal lights by the hatch. The green light dimly illuminated the cab. When they were 5 minutes from impact, the light would turn yellow. An alarm signal over the Marines' comm gear would accompany the red light within a minute of impacting and breaching the enemy ship. They floated in space for over an hour, silently waiting to spring up and board the enemy vessel. After the AVV left the ship, the Marines lost their gravity. They were too tight together to float, but they could let their arms and heads relax without worrying about where they were going to land. Thatch kept an eye on the clock in his HUD. Time stood still. After 75 minutes passed, Thatch keyed up the crew chief.
Hey, what's going on up there?
Stand by.
Was the only response he received. Thatch tried to move his legs around a bit. They were cramped and falling asleep. He went to shift their position when he felt the AVV rumble and gravity come back.
Fuck. Did they forget to switch on the lights?
He turned to his squad.
First squad, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but the gravity's back. Prepare to board.
The Marines pulled back the charging handles on the rifles and squirmed into a position where they could dismount the AVV as quickly as possible. Thatch faced the hatch. He stayed back as far as he could. When the hatches on older AAVs swung open, they had a tendency to grab gear and take it flying with them.
Crew chief.
Stand by.
What the fuck?
Thatch gritted his teeth and squeezed the handle on his rifle.
What the fuck are they doing? What the hell are they thinking? What the fuck is going on? Where's the light? Why do I feel gravity without the light changing?
Thatch's mind screamed.
Fucking trackers, they're gonna get us all fucking killed.
Squad leader.
The crew chief called.
What the fuck is going on?
We're back aboard the BHR.
Thatch's mind froze. He turned back and looked at his Marines. They stared at him blankly.
Say again?
We're back aboard the BHR, Sergeant.
The hatch crept open. Thatch saw the lines of AAVs funneling into the well deck. He wanted to pull his helmet off and throw it at someone, but they hadn't reflooded the well deck with air yet.
So what the fuck is going on?
Capulet asked.
I don't know.
Thatch looked around for someone with more in his collar than himself.
Unload the Marines and take them back to the ramp.
Got it.
First squad filed out of the pig and left the well deck. Thatch circled around, trying not to get ran over by the AAVs until he found Duke.
Staff Sergeant, what the fuck?
Duke was crawling out of another AVV.
Cargo ship's destroyed.
What?
Thatch was in disbelief.
Aryavartan cruiser blew it to space dust.
Thatch stared at Duke in bewilderment.
We were close to Aryavartan?
Not terrible, but we're in their territory. They had operation control and got tired of playing games.
Huh.
Thatch rubbed the back of his helmet out of habit.
Okay, well, do you need the Marines for anything, or can I turn them too?
You're good.
Duke waved Thatch off. Thatch walked back to the top of the well deck and passed through the air gates to the hangar bay. He took his helmet and face mask off, hooked them to his belt, and made his way to the berthing. When he got there, Capulet was waiting by the armory.
What's up?
Apparently, the Aryavartan Navy blew the thing up.
Capulet smiled.
What? That's fucking awesome.
Thatch nodded. still slightly confused about how to feel.
Yeah, I guess. I was kinda hoping to murk a few pirates. I don't have that one under my belt yet.
Neither do I. I don't think any of us do.
Oh well.
Thatch handed his weapon to the armor and took off his combat suit. He grabbed his black, gray, and dark purple space utilities and black boots.
Oh, and we got back just in time to miss evening chow. That's fucking great.
Yeah, fucking sucks.
Stockton moaned with an indifferent demeanor.
Wanna go smoke?
Fuck it.
Thatch slapped Chuck's shoulder.
You coming?
Yeah.
The three of them moseyed down to the stairs, through the passageways, past the mess deck, through the hangar to the door to the smoke deck. The hatch was sealed, and a simple sign read, "Secured."
Why?
Goddamn sailors.
Hey!
Shut up, Stockton. You're greenside. You're not really a sailor.
Why the fuck is the smoke deck secured?
I don't know. Is it sweepers?
No, they would have called that over the 1MC. Maybe they're moving ammo.
That's such bullshit. It's sealed off. There's no reason for it to be secured.
Maybe we should just start dipping.
Thatch reared his head back. His hands were becoming more and more animated as he spoke.
No! I like the smoke in my lungs.
Chuck waved down a passing boatswain's mate.
Hey, dude. Why's the smoke deck secured?
The sailor shrugged.
Orders from the bridge.
Fucking cocksucking officers. They have their own goddamn smoke deck, and so do the fucking chiefs. Why are all the people who actually do the fucking work around here throwing the shit?
It's the Navy, man. If Marines were in charge, things would be different. I mean, it is their ship.
No, fuck that. The ship only exists to deploy Marines. That's its only fucking purpose. For all intents and purposes, this is our ship.
Chuck and Stockton shook their heads and let Thatch rant. They knew there wasn't really a way to shut him up once he started rolling.
Hey everybody, what's up? Thanks for listening to another chapter of Chain Smoke Your Problems Away, Chapter 7, Aryavartan Cockblock. I'd like to thank the cast. Chuck LaVoki as the narrator, Jake Turner as Alires, Andrew Stockton as Chuck, Ryan History Daddy Day as Yorrick, Diane Spencer as O'Con, Steve Agostine as Capulet, Eric Pickle as Duke, Jessica J as Scott, Amy Bedell as Stockton, Travis Weidemann as McKenzie, Matt Kupcikevicious as the one MC and the Pig Chief, and that's it. I'd also like to thank everybody on Patreon who gets these chapters as I get done with them, and everyone who's gotten the war chest, which is the box set of these things, and the YouTube members, which, get these as soon as I put these videos together. But I've been thinking about doing a thing for that. I've been trying to figure out how the algorithm works a little bit better. Trying to get YouTube to show these to more people, and apparently a lot of people don't watch me talk here. They hang out until the chapter ends, and then they go straight to the bloopers. So, what I think I'm gonna do, A, to help game the algorithm, and B, for members, is I'm going to try out doing a thing for a couple months where I only, come and talk to you like this at the end of the video, like say maybe probably at the end of the month, or maybe the first video of the month, but like, every 3 or 4 chapters. And then obviously, like the end chapter when we get to that. So it'll just be chapter and then straight into the, bloopers and credits and all that. And then that way, that'll also allow me to, upload them a little bit earlier, so people that are YouTube members can, get them, a couple weeks ahead. But yeah, thinking about doing something like that. So if next week, the chapter ends and it just goes straight into the credits, you know what's up. Yeah. All right, well, anyway, hey, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for liking and commenting and telling all your friends about this and, helping bring more people to the story, and I'll catch you around. Okay. Hey, thanks for watching. See you soon.
Thatch sat next to him with his sketch pad, doodling the Marines bunched up in the bulkhead, starting at the TV, staring.
I've decided that Yorrick is going to have an Australian accent, so I'll be saying most of this in an Australian accent so I don't lose it. This is Yorrick, Chapter 7, Aryavartan Cockblock.
Chuck was in the back of the Here in Castle, I'm back, and I'm on the attack. I just want to put... just trying to wrap it. Here in Castle, I'm back, and I'm on the attack. I just want some pussy and to smoke some tobacco. On Friender, I'm swiping. It says she's 18. We both swipe right, if you know what that means.
Hello? Right, this is where we're going to start. I don't know if you want to know this trip, but your friend Diane just pulled a right blinder. She managed to do the whole of Chapter 7 without pressing record. Fucking idiot. Right, Chapter 7.
She got the face of the angel that fucks like a slut. I'ma tear up the pussy till I bust a nut. Oh shit! Cops busting in with her dad right behind. Turned to the bitch 16. Alright, yeah, moving on.
But I'm glad it's not Russians.
I want to hold your hand. If you would thust thou be my girl, then I could be your man.
Helps if you press record, doesn't it?
And I wanna kill all my time with you.
Well, Marines are back on ship, floating through space. They've been at sea for a few weeks. They get put on alert and load up into the AAVs, then spend an hour in space, then just return to the ship. Got it. Frustration, not being able to kill. All right, my lines, please.
And I wanna kill all my time with you. Forget about the world and everything else there is to do. And
Alright, now that Audible crashed and I was able to recover the fucking audio from the fucking before the crash, let's go for number 2.
Want you to want me the same way I want you.
Director, what is my motivation for this scene?
I want to lay you down on my bed, run my fingers through your hair, and feel the words unsaid. And I want your love to... Why am I not shattering this? And I want our love to be embodied. Put my lips all over you. Kiss every part of your body. And I want you to want me the same way I want you. I want you to chain me to the floor, put on black leather, and make me your fucking whore. I'm feeling Obama all of a sudden. I want to use fake names, untie your balloon knot, make you scream in pain. And I want you to choke me with your whip. 69, this son of a bitch. And burn me with a cigarette. Don't get it twisted. And I want you to want me the same way I want you. Yeah, that's fun. Thatch, wanna try go get some chow? Wanna chow go get? Chow? Wake me up before you chow go?
Mic check. Okay. I have exactly one line for Chapter 7. I'm not making a separate file for that. So this will be the one line of Chapter 7 going into Chapter 8, just so you know. Don't get mad at me for talking. Trip, you know you need this. You ready for this?
Chuck packed his guitar back up, and the two of them headed downstairs to the chow line. And we've got dogs. Woo! That's me. Chuck packed his guitar... You fucking cocksucker. I bet the microphone got that too. God damn it. I hurt my ears. All right. The Marines pulled back the charging handles on their rifles and squirmed into a position where they could deliver a sentence with propriety.